Yo. Welcome to Team Loma and Boxing. Keeping it real boxing. We got a lot to get into today. So without further ado, let me send out these links. Got a few guests gonna pop in with us too. But for now, let's get these links out. We got a lot of links to send out. Got a lot of links to send out. Okay, good. Yo. Got a lot to unpack today. All right. I sent the invite, bro. Vern, check your email. Check your email. I sent the invite, bro. All right, let's get it. Let's get it popping, man. We got a lot to go on. We got a lot going on. Canelo fought his mandatory. And I need to know how everybody felt about that. All right, welcome to Team Lonely Child Boxing. We're keeping it real boxing, everything boxing, man. Here we go, man. Canelo fought his mandatory this weekend, and a lot of mixed emotions. Of course, there's a lot of wow. Some people not impressed. Some people impressed. Some people, talking about this is mandatory. It's mandatory. For those that push back on this actual fight, I mean, I don't know why everybody's like, oh, you're hating. No, people have a valid argument. People have a valid argument to say that, okay, how's this guy who hasn't fought in almost 2 years, who lost his last fight that he was in the ring, who got knocked out by Chris Eubank, how is this the mandatory? That's a valid question. It's a valid question. No shade to Canelo. Here at Team Lonely Child Boxing, we don't hate on no boxers. We don't hate on any boxers. We keeping it real, but we must tell the truth and just put facts on the table. That's what you're gonna get from me. We're gonna put the facts on the table, and then you take from that what you wanted. The mandatory was no competition. He was a mandatory because of his fight with Eddie Durrell. Don't know how that still don't know how he became the mandatory for this fight. Because like I said, I mean it's a valid question. He ain't fought in 2 years. The man ain't fought in almost 2 years. And he was knocked out in one of his previous fights before that. So how's this the number one guy, for Canelo Alvarez? So for those that have that question, it's a valid question. It's not hate or shade for those that say, hey, how's this man the mandatory? It don't make
What's up,
sense.
homeboy?
You know what I'm saying? So for people, I'm just saying, you got everybody divided right now. You go to all the sites. Cause so what I do, I go to Twitter, I go to Instagram, I listen to everybody else's shows just to hear their content and hear what people saying about it. And you got people divided. You got some people saying, hey, we should be cool that he's fighting 4 times a year and he's trying to unify and this, that, and the third. Cool. I understand that. My problem is what happened when Boo Boo Andre and Chalo was your mandatory at 160? Why do you not want to unify there? For those that have that problem, I understand. What you got to say about that, Big Vern?
You know how I feel about that, man. I don't like I told you, everybody laugh. He don't want that smoke with that, man. I'm talking about Charlo, Big Charlo,
Here's the thing.
Big Charlo. My thing is even fight the boy I like. What's the other boy I like? Caleb Plant. I fight Billy Joe, man. Fight Caleb Plant. He's sitting right there. Or even the other guy. What's his name? Benavidez.
Well, Benavidez. Okay, here's this.
I know the situation.
Yeah, Benavidez. Benavidez clearly messed up because of the scale. Cause see, this how it all played out. This how it all played out. For everybody that want to tell the story, this is how it really played out. Benavidez would have been where Yildirim is at if he would never fought to fight with Andre Durrell. I mean, with Anthony Durrell.
Right.
See, Benavidez was lining up to be his mandatory if he stayed at this thing. But what happened was once Benavidez lost on the scale, said Benavidez, Abel Sanchez said Benavidez is too risky for Canelo.
Now, what about the other boy though? Did you see that Twitter thing they was going back and forth? Somebody, I don't know if Canelo or his team put it out there about Butterbeer. And Butterbeer was like, I ain't never getting nothing from them. He said, anytime you want to fight, I'll let you go.
It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on with that. It's a lot going on with that.
I'm already gonna say. I'm going out there now. Hey, look at your man's though. Sorry, brother. Let me go outside. Lady about to cuss me out. I'm going outside, but look at your man. I'm going out there now. Hey.
Bring him back in a second. Abel Sanchez says Canelo says Benavidez is too risky for Canelo. I mean, that's his guy. He's supposed to say that. He's supposed to say that.
Yeah, my bad, dog. I'm back. Lady chew me out on the job.
He's supposed to say stuff like that because that's his guy, that's his fighter. So we're not gonna put too much stock in that. But the thing about it is though, Benavidez I can't see how he messed it up. They're gonna say he messed it up, but I don't see how he messed it up. All I'm saying is we all know Yildirim shouldn't have been the man in the ring Saturday night. Regardless of how you slice the pie, we should have got something better than that. I get it. For those that saying we should just be happy the pound for pound guy is fighting everybody. But me, this year, 2021, I want smoke every single time somebody in the ring. I want to see quality fights every time I'm in the ring.
Big fight.
Said that's not his fighter. Benavidez is trained by a father. Okay, but I know he's close to them. You know what I mean? I know he's close to him, but I know he spends time with him in the gym. I didn't know if he was his actual trainer or not, but I know they spend time together in the gym, like working with one another and things like that. I seen Abel around him. You know what I mean? Plus, Abel still kind of salty over the Triple G situation. And speaking of that, you got some people out there calling for him to fight Triple G again. I do not want to see that fight. I'm not interested in that fight at all. I don't want that fight to happen whatsoever. Because I think right now, to me, Triple G is a shot fighter. To me, I mean, they've been clever with him over in the zone, fighting the Steve Rose and the glass guy. We don't even know who he is. I think they did a good job of doing that, but I actually do not see him as a threat to many of the top fighters right now because he just looked like he's lost a step. It just looked like Father Time has hit him hard, whether he's depressed, whatever it is, whether it's rust. He didn't look good against Dermachenko, and he didn't look good in his last fight against the Nobody. What you think about that, Big Ron?
That's the one Dermachenko exposed him, right?
Dermachenko gave him
like some people were saying he won.
I thought he won.
I did too. I mean, to me, I just think, what I'm saying, fighters that got good mechanics, man. I don't care how sharp a dude is. Like, let's just take. How can I put an example? Give me somebody that like hit hard, that's flat-footed. You know what I'm saying? Anybody, just throw anybody out there.
Triple G hit hard and flat-footed.
Just the point that I'm making, but like if you put him against a fluid fighter, man, gonna touch all day long, and it's gonna look like a bull and matador. You know what I'm saying? That's the first thing I look at when I see a fighter. Like I assess and say, all right, well, how would he look against this guy? You understand what I'm saying? And I play a fight off my mind. That's why people last year I was like, man, this person's gonna win. Y'all, well, not you, but like a lot of people was like, no, yeah, I'm telling you, watch, y'all gonna be mad. They was like, man, you called that one. I just look at certain stuff, man. And the thing I don't like about Triple G is like his feet. I mean, they all right, but they his upper body, man, his punch placement is good. You know what I'm saying? Like his punch placement is good, but like as far as his feet and his fluidity, I never was. Never so.
I just looked at that. I understand where both sides is coming from, but I'm not gonna lie. I'm on the side of those that was like I'm not like, you got, oh my God, it's the greatest performance he ever you seen, and this and that. And I'm like, yo, what y'all thought was gonna happen? As we said on this platform before, I said only thing that's gonna happen in this Ildeman fight is you're gonna see a highlight reel knockout, which I don't even think we got that. I just think we just got a demolition, a destruction, and then we get to move on to what's next. What's next is Billy Joe Sanders, which I'm interested in that fight, but I'm not. Because
I'm agreeing with you 100%. I'm gonna let you say it. Everything you about to say, I agree with you.
I think Billy Joe. I want to see how Billy Joe look in the ring with his movement, and if Billy Joe can carry that out. But see, the thing about Billy, outside of outboxing him, because Billy Joe may have a chance to do that with his slickness and his movement. Can Billy Joe land a shot to make everybody see like a ooh or ah or move him that'll be enough to get him the decision?
Right, I agree with you. I just think like he'll put up a good fight at first until that wham effect happens. You know what I'm saying? Then I think he's just gonna get walked down. Yeah, like I said, the fight I want to see Canelo fight two people. It's Caleb Plant or Jamal Charlo. That's what I want to see. Either or.
I think the most dangerous fight for him is still Boo Boo Andre, because I think Boo Boo Andre is the best boxer out of everybody that's out there, and I think Boo Boo Andre hits a lot harder than a lot of people think. So that's what I think.
I don't think he hit hard at all, bro. Are you serious? Yeah, I was never sold on his power. I think he shot.
I think Boo Boo Andre has that Andre Ward syndrome. See, Andre Ward is the type of guy who does what he got to do to get a victory. But if he has to sit down in his punches, he can't.
Okay, I see what you're saying. All right, that makes sense. That makes sense. So you're just saying he's gonna do what he got to do to get that W.
Yeah, and, Boo Boo is like an Andre Ward. Not comparing him to Andre, but he's the kind of fighter that he's going to do what he got to do to get the victory, but he's not going to put himself in harm's way.
Safety first. Something like Floyd. Yeah. Something like how Floyd did.
When it's time for him to sit down his punches, he can't hurt you. He can't hurt you. So I think Boo Boo is the most dangerous fighter about him. I think Charlo. I think Charlo can.
Charlo is, man.
I think Charlo's power and his athleticism is good enough. I don't like Boo Boo at all. Why you don't like Boo Boo though? You know what I'm saying? I'm responding to some of the comments.
You good. The thing I like about Charlo, man, over all three of them, is that he got a strong thudding jab, and I guarantee you, along with that jab and that big frame, man, that'll tire him out. He ain't gonna want that smoke, man. I'm telling you, all that slick stuff gonna go out the door with a dude that can understand what you can do. You know what I'm saying? So I think them two are like, go at it. And we seen in the past, we know what Canelo weakness is. You know what I'm saying? If you get him in a physical fight, he gas out. Go back and watch.
Okay. I mean, like I said, listen, for everybody that think it, there's no shade. He's the pound for pound best. He's the biggest attraction in boxing. No shade. I just wanted something more. I still want more. We're just going to have to see how the story continues. But I just want him to fight at least one of those boards. But moving on.
I agree with you.
Something interesting happened last week. Teofimo Lopez went to a purse bid and got took over by this group called Triller. We're gonna get to Triller in a minute, but I want people to stop with the excuses and the shenanigans and all that. Listen, it's a pattern going on over there at Top Rank. I don't know why people don't want to touch on to it. I love Uncle Bob, no shade to Uncle Bob, but it's a pattern. There's something going on over there where you let your fight go to a hold on. Doodoo got to fight Charlo and win impressively to get my respect. I think he deserves. I just don't think a man can be vetted as good as great until he be someone that's good or great. Joe Swan. I didn't think about that, Joe. The thing about Boo Boo, he talking about Boo Boo real quick. The thing about Boo Boo Andre though is that when he was in line, like everybody forget that Boo Boo, Charlo, and on them, they were all Canelo were all at 154 together. See, they was at 154 lobbying to try to get this stuff done before Canelo became this big star. They was trying to get that smoke then. Right after Ernest Landy Law, they was trying to get that smoke then. But then it was, okay, Boo Boo, you don't have nothing I want. So then when Boo Boo had the title, he still didn't get the fight. So he vacated to try to get a fight with Canelo back then. But then, okay, then they went up to 160, and both of them was in line to get the fight. They even made up a bet so he didn't have to fight Charlo. So all I'm saying to everybody is I'm not coming for Canelo. It's no shade, but listen, facts are facts.
Yeah. I mean, but I will say though, he is pound for pound. I mean, even though I don't agree with
definitely.
He earned that. He earned that. But I need to see him fight somebody, man. Come on, man. He need to get in there and fight somebody.
But okay, back to the Teo thing. Because this is an interesting story, and it's a lot to unpack, y'all. It's a lot to unpack today. I want people to pay attention to what's happening now. Okay, you are one of the greatest promoters in the history of this sport. You allowed your fighter who just won against the guy everybody said was pound for pound, you let his next fight go to a purse bid, and you let an outside source outbid you for the fight. That's saying something, player. And it's not that it ain't that Bob ain't got the money. It ain't that Top Rank ain't got the money. It ain't that they ain't got the following. It's that he doesn't want to invest in that particular fighter. And we don't know why. Because what can come from investing in Teofimo is endless. So I don't know what's going on with Bob, but I'm going to say this for everybody. Bob Arum is up in the years. He's like 80 years old, 80 plus years old.
I thought he was like 90. 89, 90?
He 80. I know he at least 80. I know
I thought he was like 89, 90. I know he up there.
Nobody's grandparents or no shade of getting old, but I think maybe some of this is maybe he need to hand his business affairs off to somebody that that can do things a little differently from him. And maybe he's just setting his ways because to me it's crazy that you allowed your fighter to go to a purse bid. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then an outside source outbidded you and Eddie Hearn. Now I understand why Eddie Hearn didn't do it. Because Eddie Hearn is like, okay, I'm just trying my hands. I can get the fight on the zone. I get it on the zone. Yeah. But if I don't, so what? Yeah. I ain't lose nothing. Yeah. I get why Eddie Hearn didn't want to keep extending it. Eddie Hearn threw $4 million out there. And then the other guy, I know why. Okay, we're going to get the Triller. You know what I'm saying? He is in the way.
Did you see what Fimo said?
Yes, sir.
What's the dude that worked under Bob Arum? Is his name Todd or Ted something?
I don't want to mispronounce his name, but he had a back and forth with Teofimo that was out there for everybody to see too. So Teofimo is pretty much on his way out the door, if not already signed off to be out the door at Top Rank. He said, "I'm hit." Hold on, I'm reading one of the comments. I'm hit. Canelo guy to start beating down a lot of smaller guys at catchweight. He definitely has improved in boxing since Floyd, but the quality of fighters, I just don't know if it's there. But it's on Triller of the night. Bud and Teo should come to Allen PBC. Here's the thing. They don't necessarily have to go to PBC. Because, everybody already got the blowtorch aimed at PBC as it is. They don't necessarily go to PBC. But they cannot sign back with Top Rank. You know what I'm saying? Nor, here's the thing. In order for us to get the big fights, the number one thing that's holding up all these major fights is money. You know what I mean? Everybody learned the tricks of the trade, especially Teofimo Lopez. They learned from Floyd Mayweather. You watched all these youngins, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, and all that. They all came up around Floyd Mayweather. So They know their worth. And if Bob is not trying to give them that, and that holds up other fighters from fighting them, because I guarantee you, if they throw the right offer at Earl Spence, he'll fight Terrence Crawford tomorrow.
I'm trying to tell you, they act like this dude ain't ducking nothing.
You know what
He
I'm
ain't
saying?
ducking nothing.
You know what I'm saying? These dudes will fight tomorrow. And on top of that, let's stay here. Triller is looking to make Mike Tyson them the fights we want to see. Al can make them fights happen in house. He can happen. He can make them fight. Okay, here's the thing. You are absolutely right. Al can make these fights happen in house, but it's gonna be the world against PBC after that. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? They already hate. They already throw everything that's wrong with boxing. Even if somebody that ain't got nothing to do with him, they blame PBC and Al. PBC and Al is everything that's wrong with boxing. If you let the internet tell you. So I mean, if they all went over and the fights happen, look, me, I don't care. I just want the fights. I don't care who fight. I don't care who they sign with. I don't care how much money they make. You know what I'm saying? I don't care how much money they make. I don't care who signed with. All I want is the fights that we want to fry the chicken for. That's all we out to do. We want to see those fights. Now, they're saying Mike Tyson, Holyfield could see Teofimo Lopez, paying Teofimo Lopez that amount of money. That fight is not going to sell enough for them to make that the headliner. So now they're looking for a headliner for that fight. I'm not shading Triller for that. That's smart business. That's smart business. I don't know who Triller. Okay, let's get to Triller since we're here. Triller look like a group of guys that's coming through throwing money at fighters, and they trying to get people events. And what they're trying to do is just get events together that people want to watch. They don't even care.
Nope.
Hold on. Arum always seems to get in some mess with his own fighters. Prime example, he didn't want to pay Floyd to get him to fight. To get him to fight, he thought he deserved. Floyd left Arum, a long life enemy, making the most money. I can't blame Timo for wanting to get his. He definitely talented, and history has proven how Arum, shafts his fighters. Hey, man. Hey, I'm going to say this again, and I'm going to keep putting this out there because, as these things grow and this thing grows, you're going to get labeled as a hater. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
As somebody once said, they say they can call me a hater. Nah, I tell the truth. It's only hate when you lie.
Yeah.
I need Bob to step aside.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because I'm looking at it now. I'm looking at Triller like, well, maybe y'all can get us to Spence Crawford fight now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they can get us to fight now. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Maybe Triller can get us some of these fights that we've been wanting. You know what I mean? Maybe they can get us the Boo Boo Andre Charlo fight. Maybe they can. Because look, I'm not looking at what Triller doing as a bad thing. I'm looking at it like this. If you run a business and you got a business that's working, if you let somebody step in and take your product, that's your problem. That's your problem. Yeah. I don't feel sorry for no promoters. You know what I'm saying?
But that's what we was explaining to what's the name? Remember? No, I said that's what we remember yesterday. I was trying to explain, and I've been saying it for months and months. I can't pronounce his first name in the group. The dude Mark, he kept saying about Bob Arum. I said Bob Arum the problem, man. It ain't no Earl Spence scared or no Crawford. Ain't nobody scared of nobody, man. Ain't nobody scared of nobody. Bob Arum the problem.
All I'm saying is this. Like I said, listen. I've never seen that before, and I've never seen a fighter of this status coming off a fight where he just won a career-changing fight. His next fight, you allow him to go to a purse bid. Now, here's my thing. Here's my problem with Bob Arum. Let me set this out one last time because I brought this up before, but here's one of my problems with Bob Arum. He pays who he want to pay.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He pays who he want to pay. Because there's nowhere in the world you're going to tell me that you can't pay Teo, you can't pay Bud, but you paid Tyson Fury and got him this great big deal. And I understand Tyson Fury became a big name and Tyson Fury got the UK and they got all that. But at the time, Tyson Fury wasn't even the sport. His dudes out here putting in work. He wasn't even in the sport. And you just brought him in because he got up, he went 12 rounds with Deontay Wilder and you gave him this multi-million-dollar deal.
Do you think race plays a part in that?
Go ahead.
Do you think race plays a part in that? And I ain't, I don't agree or disagree. I'm just curious, you know what I'm saying? Because like some people in comments in other groups I've seen that said, race play a lot of, it was like, well, how come, saying the same argument that you were posting, you know what I'm saying?
We're gonna listen. Of course it does, and we're gonna come
Okay.
back to that. We're gonna come back
Okay.
to that. That plays in. That plays into a
Yeah.
topic we got later on that we got tied
Yeah.
in with Clarissa. That plays a
Okay.
very good part of it. Of course, race plays a part in it. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Listen, boxing is one of the most politically driven sports there is. So yes,
Yeah.
of course, race plays a major part in it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Okay, like for instance, I don't want to get on here and do the I told you shows and I was right. But remember
Yeah.
when I said as soon as Teofimo beat Lomachenko, he came out and him and Devin Haney had a back and forth.
Right.
His father and Teofimo's father did lives together, did interviews together. They did all this stuff to try to promote that fight. Bob Arum immediately swooped in and said, "No, we ain't doing that. Devin Haney name ain't big enough. Devin Haney ain't that. Devin Haney ain't that." And now you got these other sites where these guys got their shows. Now they're saying Devin Haney is ducking Teofimo Lopez. How?
Wow. Yeah. Look, but listen, I mean, last fight I saw, man, he better stay away from Teofimo and just give himself a year or two, man, or he gonna be in trouble. You know what I'm saying?
No,
All right, bro.
I disagree.
Right.
I disagree.
No? Yeah.
I
don't know, man. He ain't looked that good his last fight. I just think, man, Teo, I don't know. I think Devin Haney should give himself another year, man. I think he got the skills, to compete with anybody, but I saw a lot of inconsistencies that could really get exposed and get him hurt.
I think he's ready. I think he's
Okay.
ready. Because see, a lot of times when the technically sound fighters box,
Right.
sometimes they get in fights where, okay, this guy just ain't moving the way I want him to move tonight. He just ain't doing the things I want to do so I can get him out of there. So the fight is born, but I'm going to make sure I do everything right. See, now if in that Gamboa fight, if Gamboa would have rocked him or hurt him or dropped him, then I say, okay, wait a minute, let's rewind. But he didn't get him out of there. It wasn't a clean cut, like decisive victory. But he did, like I said, he's a technically sound boxer. Somebody said Devin needs a lot more work before Teo. Nostrils better stay away from Teo.
I agree. I totally agree with that. Who just posted that?
Joe Swan and Troy Jones.
I totally agree. I totally
agree.
I
don't agree. I think he's ready now. And I'm going to hold y'all to that. I'm going to hold y'all to that.
I can respect it.
I don't mind being by myself.
Let me ask a few to that fire though. Like you said that, right? All right, now, old boy, he did hurt Terrence Crawford too, and all, and had him out for like a split second too. So them same rules apply. This is what I'm saying, man. Everybody keeps saying Crawford this, and I ain't the Crawford the beast. I ain't taking nothing from him. But you know what I'm saying? They act like Earl Spencer's walking the park now. Nah, ain't none of that. Big fish, I'm trying to tell you.
Somebody said, does he have enough power? We know he has skills, but does he have enough power to hurt Teo? And listen. Here's the thing. Joe Swan, what you saying? Why to? You said why? Just give me a little bit of elaboration. I want to know why you think you're ready. I see the boxing skills. See, listen. Teofimo is definitely the stronger fighter.
Yeah.
And the way he fought, the way he was able to box Lomachenko, he can't do that to Devin. See, he's going to have to find a way to actually get the Devin. See what I'm saying? Because Devin has skills. You know what I'm saying?
How tall are both of them?
Huh?
How tall is Haney and how tall is Lopez? About 5'7", 5'8"?
I got to look at that again, but I think Devin is a tad bit taller and has a little bit of a reach.
Okay, the reason I was saying now, one thing I do see, let me go ahead, this is loud. One thing I do see that was bad, that I didn't like against what I considered to be Teo's, worst fight was when he fought that big tall dude, man. He having problems. Slim was giving him that business. What was it, that Japanese dude he fought?
Nakaki.
Yeah, Slim was giving him problems, man. I was like, man, this ain't looking good.
Hold on. Now, there it is, Joe. Joe Swan said they don't know what I see. And he called me apostle.
You say again?
Check this out. Joe Swan.
Okay.
The thing is this. What he just brought up is a valid argument, and I didn't even think about that. That night he was here in the DMV. He fought that tall guy, and that guy, he said Teo much bigger and hits hard. I get that. But that guy, what's the name, Nataki?
Nataki.
He gave Teofimo a lot of problems. Like that to this day, that is Teofimo's toughest fight.
And do you remember what Teo said after that fight? He was like, I ain't fighting no more tall fights. Do you remember that?
Oh, there you go.
I don't forget nothing. I remember he was hot. Like, he didn't do that well.
Again,
in that fight.
So that's what I see. That's what I see, Joe, and that's what I see, Troy. I believe that Devin's size, range, Tomo height, his range, his reach, and his boxing ability and be able to move. I think he's gonna be able to make Teo miss a little bit. I think he can make it a competitive fight. Not saying he beats him. I just think it's a competitive fight.
I agree with that.
I think it's a competitive fight.
Yeah, I agree with that.
And I also think that Devin's size and reach is the real reason why that Bob Arum didn't throw him in the ring didn't throw Lomachenko in the ring with Devin first.
Yeah, man. Bob Arum, he know boxing now. He know boxing. I ain't gonna take that from him.
Speaking of that, Devin did call out Lomachenko recently. Asking him like, "Where you at? What you doing?" But Lomachenko said, I don't start my fights on Twitter. So, he said, Joe said he'll pay more attention. Teo said he learned a lot after Loma, though, right? He doesn't do well against all fighters. That's what I'm saying. Now listen, definitely a fight I want to see. Now we talking. So Desmond Nichols from the DMV, he got the hard hitting Belonga next. You know what I mean?
What's his name again?
Huh?
You said his name is Desmond Nichols?
Yeah.
I never heard of him. I had to do my homework today.
Yeah, but he's fighting a hard hitting Belonga. Both of them, listen, he's an up and comer, nice young fighter. But
you know what? I did see somebody post on that young. I did. I take that back. I did. He did look all right.
But now he has the next knockout artist, Belonga. We're gonna wish him well, and DMV, please show out and make sure we support this guy. You know what I mean? Support our own. But at the same time, the only question we got from the guy is, listen, he's young, he's skilled, and all that, and he's going to have to find a way to take this hard-hitting Belonga's punches. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean?
Right.
Is this dude a 168-pound Wilder?
Oh, Mike, what's up, Mike?
You know what I'm
saying? Yeah. Take it easy, Mike. Yeah, I think that dude. He, from what I saw, I think somebody posted in the group the other day, didn't they?
I did.
Okay, yeah. I saw he looked pretty good. He looked pretty good from what I saw.
So, like I said, now the question is, in a fight like this, in a moment like this, listen, the bull is coming towards you. You got to be the matador. And you got to withstand what he's bringing. He said, I think the promoters are so afraid of.
Bro, look at that dude from New York, right? That be knocking everybody out, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said, I think the promoters are so afraid of ruining their investment. Some of them simply don't accept the risk. Even if it's high reward, they go after the lower hanging fruit. It's irritating. Nobody has took his punch so far. That's true. Nobody's took his punch so far. But, listen, what we do know is this. With most people who got a rack of knockouts, the question is one or two things. Does he have supernatural powers like that just can't be dealt with at the moment, or is he fighting people that's easy to knock out? Those are the questions that come up. Now, what like for instance, we found out with Wilder. Not saying that, listen, because not everybody Wilder didn't fight wasn't a bum. We found out that Wilder definitely had like out of this world power. You know what I'm saying? And it took somebody with special boxing skills to get him out of his comfort zone to get him. But it ain't that many Tyson Furies out there. The average person that get caught by that punch going to sleep.
Yeah.
So it's Belonga
he
one
just
of
got the natural gift.
You know,
that's that natural gift, man.
You know what I'm saying? He definitely going to bring that heat. Like I said, we're gonna wish Desmond Nichols the best. Hopefully, we can get him on the show soon. You know what I mean? Either here or IG, because it looked like everybody. I'm not gonna lie. Look like I'm gonna have to do most of my interviews on IG. Most people are not willing to come to the Facebook side of things, man. IG is where all the interviews is popping at. So give us a follow on AK the Apostle and Team Lonely Child on IG as well, because like that's what we're gonna end up doing most of our interviews. You know what I mean? Because like I said, a lot of people think that's where it is. That's where the hotness is at. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now, Clarissa Shields, and as I seen a lot of y'all responded to the post, she got a fight coming up this weekend, pay-per-view, $29.99. Lord, let's support her. Already. Not to mention, because listen, we said this before, but we're gonna touch it for real. It is sexism in boxing. It is sexism in boxing. It's sexism in all sports. WNBA players don't make what NBA players make. Women boxers don't make she the GOAT. Woo! I don't want to make her mad. I don't want to make her mad. She the best. She the best of her generation so far. But we gotta wait to see more before we call her the GOAT. Nah, she's not leaving boxing. She's not leaving boxing. She's definitely staying with boxing. She's just using MMA because MMA will bring her more money. See, if boxing paid her what she feels she deserves or she naturally deserves, then she would stay just boxing. But she's not the only one that did the MMA thing. She did it. Amanda Serrano did it. Heather Hardy did it. It's a lot of women boxers that does both. You know what I mean? She should fight Ali next year. Nah, that ship sailed to me. And one reason why, because Ali ain't fought in 13 years now. She now fought like 43 now. There's more fights left for her in boxing. Where can she make money? Well, here's the thing. She got to entice some of them other champions that's around her weight class to come get it. You know what I mean? Because of the money, they allowed to just say, oh, we'll stay down here. We ain't got to do that. But it's girls out there. You know what I mean? Now, she's too big for the other girl, the other big name, Katie Taylor. But she's not too big for Jessica McCaskill. She's not big for Raquel Miller. She's not too big for Savannah Marshall. She's not too big for them. So somehow, some way, we got to get them to be willing to come to that land where she at. You know what I mean? Ali's training daily, bro. Yeah, she is. She's 43. Now listen, this the issue with that. If everybody gonna sit there and tell me that AB, for those that took up for him, was rusty because he ain't fighting 2 years, how you think Layla gonna look if she ain't 13? You asking, come on, man, y'all listen. You asking my girl to come out of boxing and he ain't fought in 13 years and fight an active, top of the line fighter. You asking a lot from a Layla. You know what I'm saying? You asking a lot from Layla. You know what I mean? Now listen, don't get me wrong. You know, boxing, they say, if they don't make dollars, it don't make sense. I know it ain't a real fight, but it's still a money fight, a fan fight. Now listen here, let me tell you this. I would fry the chicken for that Layla fight. Don't get it twisted. I would still fry the chicken. And the only reason why I wanted that fight to happen is because I wanted the women's boxing to have a night where they have a real mega fight. Like, see what they did with Mike Tyson and Roy Jones? Let them have that kind of night. We fry the chicken. You know what I mean?
I would go to that fight.
Yeah, now if Layla fight, we all watching. You know that. We all watching if they fight Layla. Let's just keep it a buck. We all watching for various reasons.
Have you seen her though? She in shape, man. She look good too.
I know. The only thing I'm worried about with her, the only thing I'm worried about with Layla is that 13-year layoff, bro.
Yeah.
Now everything else is there.
Yeah.
Let me tell everybody this, and for those that sleeping, remember this. Exactly, that's a good point. Make Shields and Clarissa. I know what you're talking about, but check this out. Here's the thing that people there got to pay attention to, and Clarissa better pay attention to too, because she's really adamant about she want to beat up Layla. See what I'm saying? She's adamant she want to beat up Layla. But listen, remember this, everybody. The power is the last thing to go.
Yep.
The power is the last thing to go. So
she in shape though, man. She in tip. You've seen her, man. She in shape, bro.
Listen. The layoff is real, but remember I told y'all this. The power is the last thing to go. So if Clarissa go out there and box smart, do what she got to do, you know, she should get the dub. But if she get reckless and come in there thinking that she just gonna knock this woman out, let her still got them ham hocks.
You don't think she spar here and there or do no boxing work here and there?
Spars here and there, but she ain't had a real fight in 13 years.
Right, yeah.
But listen though, I got a better idea for y'all. I got a better idea for y'all though. Let Clarissa go ahead and fight her Savannah Marshalls and Raquel Millers and all them, but I got a better one for y'all. You do know her and Ann Wolf getting inducted to the Hall of Fame this year, right?
Yeah.
Why not Lola and Ann Wolf? I would fly the chicken for the exhibition fight. I would fly because both of them still in shape. I mean, Ann Wolf out there training men, and Layla is still in shape. Neither one of them in like 13 years. That's a fight that I definitely to get on, man.
Ann Wolf, was she 53? Ann Wolf like 53 years old, ain't she?
They both up there.
Oh.
Hold on. Somebody said Ali dies at work. I disagree.
You said who?
I disagree.
You said what they say?
They said Ali ducked Ann Wolf. Now.
Going on there.
That's not true. Not true.
Yeah.
Now,
hey, I agree with you,
bro. I will say this. What I will hold against Layla is this. This game a little too premature because it was a time the fight was set up to go. You know, I'm gonna tell you right now why the fight didn't happen. The fight was set up to go. They put both of them on the same card. And Wolf and Ali was on the same card, right? So the girl that the Ann Wolf fought kind of got out on her. The fight wasn't that good. I think Ann was out of shape. It wasn't Ann's best performance. So the offer that Ann was like, the money ain't good enough for me to fight Layla. So Layla moved on.
Yeah.
So Layla moved on. You know what I'm saying? Because look, I want you to look. Hey Troy, look it up. Look up. I don't know if you can find the fight on YouTube or nothing like that, but look up two fights. Look up the night that Ann Wolf fought on the undercard of Layla's card, and then look when she fought a girl named Valerie Manhood. Because
that's a girl beat her, right?
She stopped Ann Wolf.
Yeah, she beat Ann Wolf. That's the
first fight. And then they fought again, and they went the distance again. And this girl, you know, she gave Ann Wolf everything she could handle. And then Layla, instead of fighting Ann Wolf, she fought Van Hood and knocked her out. Fact.
Yeah.
Come on,
man,
baby.
Man, a machine, dog. Well, she come forward fighting. She a machine with it. Ain't that fast. But she long and rangy, and she punch, like, you know what I'm saying? Rangy, like, and tight. I like it.
Like I said, they going to the Hall of Fame right now. Triller. Yeah. Make it happen. Make them an offer. Yeah. The Hall of Fame weekend, the induction ceremony that weekend, Ann Wolf versus Layla Ali. The fight we should have got 25 years ago.
And guess what? Even if it's an exhibition, let them get paid. You know what I'm saying? Like Mike Tyson.
Of course it's an exhibition.
Man, let them get paid. No exhibition.
Exhibition or no exhibition. You put them two girls in the ring, they scrapping.
Yeah, I think so.
They don't like each other for real.
Yeah, you for real? You don't think that?
No, they don't like each other.
I ain't know that.
Now. They don't like each other now, bro. You can look at the you pull up you from them recently. They don't like each other now.
yeah, Layla Ali, man, she stand on her principles. She don't be faking. She got her father, the heart of her father for real. Man.
Listen, I needed that fight for her. I think. Listen, if they'd have fought in their prime when it's supposed to happen, I would have picked Layla to win that fight. I'd have picked Layla to win that fight. I don't think she stopped Ann Wolf. I don't think she stopped Ann Wolf. But I think she would have used her father's strategy and just outboxed her and outsmarted her.
Yep. Because Layla, Ann Wolf though, man, Ann Wolf, she was more of a like a, you know what I'm saying, that like she trying to time you with that, you know what I'm saying, that sneaky, you know what I'm saying, that sneaky counter. That was her gift, you know what I'm saying, in my opinion, that she had heavy hands. Like that big tall 6'6" girl cranked her. I was like, man.
Now that's a signature because that girl was undefeated. That girl was undefeated, and that girl was knocking people out when Ann did that. We all remember that night. That's the fight that we will forever salute Ann Wolf for. I did forget one topic. My man Antonio Tarver. You got me excuses tonight, boy. He got a fight
about to fight, man.
on the same card as the Jake Paul fight, and he's fight Triller doing that fight as well. Now listen,
Wow.
I'm gonna say this. I'm gonna say this about Antonio Tarver. This is the guy that he loved boxing, and he's just always hungry. He's always hungry. Like I have conversations with him from time to time. So I mean, but he's always hungry. I mean, he's the type of guy that just always chomping at the bit. Like he always wanted. So and his story, listen, his story is ones that we should be telling. See, we tell
I heard about this
that we should be telling. Because see, his story is the story of a guy just wouldn't take no for an answer. He just wouldn't stop till he got his shot. See what I'm saying? And Roy Jones underestimated a hungry fighter.
Yeah. But I think that would be a good exhibition, though, bro. Not to go backwards. I'm just really thinking on that. I think they can get paid.
Yes.
They can get paid.
Yes.
They get paid.
But I'd rather be Ann Wolf and Layla. Let Clarissa fight them other youngins, the Raquel Miller, the Savannah Marshalls, Jessica McCaskill. Fight them.
Yeah. But we don't want.
Because of that, we need Jessica McCaskill to win this next fight against Cecilia Breakers, because I just think Cecilia's too old to fight to be fighting Clarissa. But hold on, somebody got a comment. I remember when the Zone first came out, they was just passing out millions. Same with PBC with Heyman. He was on channel 4, 5, 7, and 9, just spending money until it ran out. I hope Triller can make these fights happen while they hot. Listen, I don't think Al Heyman was wasting his millions. What the Zone did, let's look at something. This is what the Zone ran into, and this is what Top Rank ran into. They were spending all this extra money to sign these fighters so they don't go to Al Heyman.
Yeah.
See, that's why they spent all that extra money. But they did that with no intentions of making certain fights happen, nor was he interested in. I just want to keep you away from Heyman so Heyman can't control the whole pot. See, because if these fights would have been happening. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Terrence Crawford and Earl Spence would have been a mega fight by now. I don't know why people forget this. Let's not forget, because people don't remember, and I don't care if it all came from one fighter or not. The whole top 5 pound for pound most highest grossing fights in the history of boxing are all Al Heyman fights. I don't care if they're all Floyd fights or not. He did it. And before somebody say, well, all they got is Floyd. Who is your Floyd? Where's your Floyd? Before you tell me all I got is one Floyd, where's your Floyd? You know what I'm saying? Oh, I got another one. My opinion, since HBO got out of boxing and Mayweather retired, boxing for me is done. I waited for Canelo to totally outclass this dude. All these boxers talking smack, but no one is signing contracts where everyone wants to be recognized as a pound for pound best. NBA and boxing are not even worth watching for me. I'll peep at it. I wonder who's fighting until they start getting the Hagler versus Leonard, Duran versus Hearns. I just want to be a casual fan, but that's just me. Here's the thing.
Business, man.
HBO got themselves out of boxing, bro. Now, I think what you misconcepting is not that it was HBO. I think what people misconcepted is HBO had everybody under one house. See, HBO had everybody. See, you remember Top Rank, Al Heyman, Eddie Hearn was all under one umbrella. They chose to let Al Heyman leave. They chose to push Al Heyman to another network. That's their fault.
Yeah.
And then they trusted Bob Earl was gonna keep his business over there. But once he saw Al Heyman making money on them networks, see, people don't understand the power of networks. See, them deals that Al Heyman got with Fox, NBC, CBS, and all that, they get millions off them networks because networks make money off views. So whether somebody flipping through the channel and just left it on there by accident, they getting money. So Bob Earl said, okay, we losing money over on HBO. So he ran the ESPN, a sports channel.
Yeah.
So that left HBO out in the cold. So then, okay, they not trying to be outdone. So now we got to make the Zone. That's what this is all about. That's where all that came from. So it ain't that HBO was just the best. It's just HBO had everybody under one umbrella. And what they should have did, they could have kept everything in house. But they decided to pick sides, and picking sides, sometimes you pick the wrong one.
I think that hurt their channel too, man.
Yeah,
that hurt their channel too.
Cause now they ain't nothing but a movie channel again. They're back to these movie stations.
Well,
In which that industry, and even that industry is challenging now because everything is out there now, from streaming, just that thing. So HBO did that to themselves, but I agree. Yep. Boxing was much simpler when everything was under one umbrella and everybody was under one house. Fights was easy to be made. We made sure all the mega fights, every time you turn around, every weekend, it was a fight going on. Listen, y'all, I just want to go back to the old days, man. I miss having fights.
How you doing? All right.
I miss having fight parties. I miss going to going in the box shop. The only thing we talk about is boxing. I mean, not only thing, but like you go in the box shop now, people don't even talk about boxing no more. You won't even get boxing conversations. So but like I said, if Triller can throw money out there, left HBO shutting the doors on boxing, or is it the other way around? Didn't go to ESPN after HBO closed the doors. So no, what happened was this. It was a Cold War going on. Bob started. I'm not even gonna get into. I know who I think started the Cold War, but the Cold War started between Bob and Al Heyman and them. So HBO made a decision. HBO chose to stick with Bob and them, and told, basically, in other words, told Al Heyman them to leave.
Yeah.
So Al Heyman went over to Showtime. And then while he was at Showtime, he decided, I'm gonna go ahead to make sure this don't happen to me again. I'm gonna go to these regular TV networks as well to make sure, just in case something happens over here, we're covered. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
What he did was he protected all his investment, and then Bob pulled the wool out from under HBO and went to ESPN. And once that happened, HBO was forced to go out of business because everybody was gone. Once the Zone took Eddie Hearn, and Bob was over at ESPN, and Al is over at Showtime and regular TV, who you got?
Yeah. Hey, where's what's the name at, man? I like that dude, man, and I think the boy that used to roll with Oscar, Richard Schaefer, where is he at?
He's still around.
That dude was a beast. I like that dude, man. He make moves, man, for real.
Yeah,
have you noticed ever since he worked for who?
Al Heyman.
He do?
He been with him.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I like him, man. He make it happen. And you can see, like, ever since he left, Oscar and them ain't been right over there.
True.
Slim was the glue over there. For real. He was the glue.
Somebody said 2021 needs to have some mega fights this year. We hope for that.
Let me ask you a question though. Like, why I don't understand why they can't like make these big mega fights, man, and put them on TV, like, and make the networks or the commercials pay for it, like this is like kind of like Super Bowl thing, and put it on TV, man. You don't think that gonna make money if it did it like that?
Man, it's a lot to unpack with them people's business structures right now. All I know is this. Shout out to Triller. I don't know you, and I don't know enough about you. But if you been enough to force these promoters or to make moves to make these fights happen, on do it.
Hey, I'm gonna do my homework, man. As soon as I get off this phone, man. I kept hearing Triller. I kept seeing people post memes, like, you know what I'm saying, with Teofimo on the Michael Jackson cover. Say Triller on it.
Triller. Shout out to Triller. All right, y'all. That's gonna do it for this edition of Team Lonely Child Boxing. Now listen, going forward, let me say this, man. I'm gonna get an intro. We're gonna put some more things together. I just wanted to keep this thing going while we got it going. I'm loving everything we're doing, but like I said, we're gonna go and get some more production, some intros, some things like that to get this thing put it out there. He said Triller, the new kid in town. Hey man, listen. I'm gonna say this again. This is like the dope game back in the day.
Oh man.
You don't let nobody come on your block and take your video.
No. It ain't like that now.
It ain't even the point of they outbidding you. You don't let nobody come to your town. That's your fighter. You don't let nobody come to your block and be like, oh yo, man, we're gonna set up shop, man. Y'all, you know, when we finish, y'all can come back. Are you drunk?
No. Hey, one more time though, bro. I got to shout my man out. You see his video?
Who?
Brian.
Drake. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Shout out to my man.
Shout out. I got to shout my man out. He doing his thing, man. Shout out to him.
What up, man? All right, Jeff. Appreciate you chiming in, Tim, Joe, Troy. Y'all always do. My man Leo tapped in, man. We need Mark to tap in. I'm dying for you to get in here.
Yeah, I've been trying to get him. Trying to get him last time.
Hey,
you know, I just want to hear what he got to say.
Mark,
I mean, you know, you always research.
Hey, and also, listen, y'all. Listen. Also, tell your other man that be posting the lives in there. Let's get it. I'm dying to do a debate with these guys. Let's get it. I'm with all of them. I'm with all of them. Let's get it. You know what I mean? Let's have fun, man. Let's have some debates. You know what I mean? It's all boxing, man. It's all love. You know what I mean?
All right.
All right, champ. Catch y'all on the next one.
Okay, so I get with you.
Bet.
All right.